Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuri Ibna binti Samsudin.
Sorry.
My matric number is 2117192. Okay, so now the three of us chose the title Study Fatwa Pork Source Medicine for Pregnant Mothers. Lecturer suggests checking, which was published on 7 December 2022 by Free Malaysian Today (FMT) as the title for our review for our article review. So let's get to know a little bit of our discussion about this article. Do you know the meaning of the picture below? This is Selexan medicine. Okay, Selexan's function stops unwanted blood clots from forming and can stop any blood clots that have already formed from growing bigger. The issue arises because this Selexan is taken from pig tissue cells. As a result, another alternative medicine such as Arextra, but however, extra are dangerous to both mother and the baby in the womb. Therefore, a study on the fatwa banning the use of pig source medicine was conducted based on the effects of its use on pregnant women and aligned with the view of Islamic law. Okay. Benda dah.
Gila-gila kau mah. Hello.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mama Wada Minta Mohta. My matric number is 2114948. So I'm going to continue the presentation on the summary. So the newspaper said on the 7th December 2022, Dr. Zizi Azlinda Muhammad Yusof, she is a lecturer from USIM. She issued a statement urging JAKIM to review the fatwa on the use of blood thinners from pig sources to prevent blood clots. So actually, on 2009, there's a fatwa from the JAKIM that said about the hukum on the blood thinners medicine. But the fatwa is too general, which is, I quote, JAKIM fatwa said, in Islam, using medicine from illegal sources to treat a disease is forbidden, except when no halal sources medicine is available. If necessary, medicine from illegal sources can be used only until a halal source medicine is found. The use of Clexane and Fraxiparin as drugs, which is prevent blood clots in emergency situation, is prohibited in Islam where they are from animal sources. However, there is an alternative medicine called Arextra that is produced from halal sources and is equally effective. Therefore, the use of Arextra is permitted in Islam. This I quote from the fatwa of the JAKIM. So, the use of drug for pregnant mothers who are exposed to the risk of blood clots, which is 18.8% of pregnant mothers died because of blood clots. So, uh, this is a very necessary study that have to be clearly stated by JAKIM because of the use of blood thinner for their blood clots problem. So the blood thinners are essential for expectant mothers when they are at risk. So when mothers are pregnant, there are some hormonal factors that makes the blood flow more slowly, and it will most likely cause a blood clotting disease. So if the blood clots into the lungs, it can cause a pulmonary embolism, but if the blood clots in the brain, it can cause a stroke. So this is why blood clots are the most deadly disease that can risk pregnant mothers. So the JAKIM actually stated by Dr. Zizi Azlinda, they must provide a real indicators for Darura situation, so it is not confuse the doctors and the patients who are the Muslims that will use the blood thinners from the pig. So in the article, it is stated that there are three types of blood thinners that is used in Malaysia. So the first one is called low molecular weight heparin or LMWH, which is it derived from the porcine. and the success rate is the highest at 70 until 80%, and is also least risky for the mother and the child. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, the brand called Slaxins. So this LMWH in Dr. Zizi's post on another paper stated that this is the most recommended medicine from the doctors for the expectant mothers because it is the highest successful rate and it is less risky for the mother and the child. Moreover, the second one is the unfractionated heparin or UFH. So UFH is derived from the bovine and it gives pregnant mothers the risk of osteoporosis, or osteoporosis is called as easily tell by bone decay or bone problem on the mothers. So if UFH is used for a week in the work for the expectant mothers, it will most likely cause osteoporosis or bone decay for the mothers, which is not a good option. The third one is a Fondaprinox, or the brand is called Arixtra. It is famous known as the brand Arixtra. So the Arixtra is only originated from chemical ingredients. So the effectiveness and the side effects on the baby are high because the baby most likely to be paralyzed after being born, and also this medicine will temporarily stop the mother's milk supply, which is not a very good for the mother states too. Even though Fondaprinox is not made by animals and it is made by chemicals and not containing haram substance, but it is a very risky option for the pregnant mothers. So the first option, which is from the porcine, was the most effective and least risky, followed by UFH and Arixtra. This is based on molecular weight, bioavailability, renal excretion, a presence of antidote, and many more, as stated from Dr. Zizi's study.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aisyah binti Hussein. My metric number is 2116542. Alright, so today I would like to share the article, the summary of the article from the newspaper titled Study Fatwa Port Source Medicine for Pregnant Mothers. Alright, so my parts for this article is to summarize what is Letsen and what is Arixtra. Right, so let's go one by one. The first one is Letsen. What is Letsen? Alright, Letsen is a blood thinner that is sources from pig tissue cells, and it is the most effective medicine which is do not harm the mother and does not harm the unborn baby. In addition, Letsen is also the primary choice of medical experts out there because it does not affect the baby's deformity. Meanwhile, there are another animal-based medicine which is heparin, derived from cow. However, these blood thinners can cause severe bleeding for the mother. Alright, there is two example for animal-based medicine. Let's go to the plant-based medicine. Okay, it is called as Arixtra. Arixtra is a alternative to Letsen. However, Arixtra has the potential to harm the unborn child. Alright, so between the Letsen and Arixtra, there is a issue which is Letsen is derived from haram sources. Okay, and Arixtra is a alternative. Okay, it's an alternative, but it has the risk. It has the effect of using the Arixtra. So let's look to the next slide.
According to Dr. Zizi, despite the fact that the source was a pig, so she did not find any pig DNA in the lab result. So the issue is, in Malaysia is closely related to the sect practice in Malaysia, which is Shafi'i site, where even though the pig's DNA is not present and when it is related to the pig will be not approved if there is even a small pig element. So, as a result, selection is illegal to use because it is derived from pig tissue cell source. Okay. Following that, this study discusses measuring darurah to determine when darurah occurs, whether the pregnant mother is already at a critical stage or dying, or darurah during prevention, and if the pregnant mother does not take this medicine, she will suffer harm and die. However, the fake term istihala is used in biotransformation. So, whereas istihala is a change from one thing to another, it is very compatible with Maqasid Sharia in terms of protecting life, which is hifz and nafs and making religion easier. Finally, we discuss three solutions from this article. Okay, woman's blood flow slows down during pregnancy due to hormonal factors. So, if pregnant women do not move for an extended period of time or do not drink enough water, the blood flow slows and there is a risk of experiencing venous uh, thrombocytes (DVT), which occur when blood clots from in the veins. Those with genetic factors or a history of blood clots are most vulnerable. These people require a low molecular weight heparin (LMWH) injection to help thin the blood during pregnancy without harming the mother. Okay, as a result, this is the solution. Firstly, the use of heparin (LMWH), which is derived from pig tissue cells medicine, must meet two conditions. Firstly, um, availability. The law of emergency applies if a halal medicine is not available at a critical emergency or urgent time when it is required to save a life. And according to the law, emergency conditions permit something forbidden. Okay. Secondly, medicine's possibility. Okay. If a halal medicine is available but requires a bureaucratic process, the price is prohibitively high and it is nearly impossible to obtain in a timely manner. As a result, it is assumed or it is considered that no alternative must be sought.
Like I said before, there is a fatwa from Jakim at 2009 that is stated about this this matter. And following Dr. Ziz's prompt in this article, Jakim issued a statement that they are willing to review the fatwa and consult with Ministry of Health to ensure it is complies with Sharia of law. Despite this, as it is April 2023, there is still no new issues or a new fatwa from Jakim stated on this matter. So the Jakim must take this issue seriously because it involves the Islamic law and a person's life, cost a person's life. And the Jakim must act quickly and take immediate action to clarify the law according to the community and the doctors. As the doctors and the patient was the one who are more likely to experience this scenario every day. And also, Jakim must clearly state in their coming new fatwa the exact darura situation and the halal status of each of blood thinners in the Malaysian market, because it is not all the doctors that is Muslim that is know about the Islamic law. So this issue must be discussed very deeply and comprehensively to be announced widely to the community, including the doctors and the Muslim patient. This matter must not be left hanging without an accurate answer from JAKIM, as they are the main organization that is their profession in Malaysia, and they are the indicator of Muslim community in Malaysia. So if this matter is not taken seriously, the conflict will happen and it will cause a lot of damage in the society.
Alright, the next solution is from Islamic perspective. Okay, Islamic scholars have stated that selection is forbidden in Islam. Okay, because it contains haram sources which is pig. Okay, and Islamic scholars is urging to use the other alternative which is Arixra, that is pig free and also plant based medicine that is safe to be used. Okay, while in the medicine or in the medical experts perspective, okay, they state that the administration of selection medicine is required in providing treatment to the patient. Okay, therefore, we must consider both the advantages and disadvantages that will be encountered after use the selection and also the Arixra. Okay, so there are numerous jurisprudential methods that can be used in the field of medicine in order to decide whether or not to use the drugs containing illegal substances in emergency situation, or we call it as darurah cases. Okay, so there is two method. Okay, first one is al-darurah tubihul mahzurat, meaning that emergency conditions necessitate the use of forbidden items. Okay, for example, medicines derived from illegal substances, okay, in these cases we can use as lesson, okay, are permitted if they are recommended by a doctor who is believed to have religious belief and practices. Okay, this is because the doctors who is a Muslim doctors, okay, they know the halal and haram, and they know the darurah cases. So, the illegal substances can be used, okay, if we use this method, okay, because it can save the life of someone. Okay, the next method is ad-dararu al-ashaddu yuzalu bid-darari al-akhaf, meaning that when two mafsadah or damage collide, it is permissible to perform the mafsadah with the lesser effect of the two. Okay, that if there is two damage, we can consider to continue use the illegal substances, okay, to um, to make it, if the illegal substances is lesser effect from the other one. Okay, so for example, if Arixra is used, okay, the patient will be at risk. Okay, but if Selexan is used, there is no danger to the patient's life. So the mafsadah here, okay, um, Arixra will make the patient in the risk condition, but Selexan will not give the any bad effect. However, Selexan is derived from haram sources. Okay, so in conclusion, okay, to sum up, okay, it is clear from this jurisprudence method that Islam permits the use of illegally obtained drugs if they are recommended by medical experts and do not cause greater harm. So, I hope that this will be made clear, because this slide also we collected from many sources, many from Bayan Linnas and from the other website that is uh, can be considered as a legal no, as a good website. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So in conclusion, various revolution of the times bring changes and innovation in medicine, especially in Malaysia. So the study after study, which is should be always done and updated if there's no discoveries. For example, the old fatwa must be reviewed regularly to be updated to the society. So if there are more any new discoveries. The issue on the blood clotting disease was not only focused on pregnant women, but it is widespread. There are most likely a man who is suffer a blood clotting problem, which is also a Muslim and need a blood clotting medicine too. That's why this matter must be discussed very deeply and comprehensive, and not just focused on pregnant women. And also, this issue demonstrates the broad scope and the wide scope of Islam and its flexibility in easing situation of darurah, even though certain things that is forbidden can be permitted in Islam if there are any darurah or emergency. There's a verse from the Quran that is said, "Inna ma'al usri yusra." When there's a hardness or a hardship, it will become with ease. So I think thank you. That's all from me. Jazakallah khairan kasira.